ss03 music. This is ss03 music.
For some
Have you
reason, it
fixed it?
wasn't. Yeah, now it's fixed.
Yay! Now they can hear me. All right. Well, that's great. They'll just hear it twice over on my stream. It's whatever. They'll
All right.
survive. Anyways, as I was saying, I mean, Clubhouse, Haven, they're both, common maps that you see. Usually a team will also usually go for one or the other, depending on their strengths or their strong suits, of course, here. You have a few of those kind of comfort maps that you see teams really like to go after and try to play on. And we're getting to see 2 of those come out here tonight. Really, really interested in seeing, how things might be different from, as you've already stated and stuff. We do have Trident here being malevolent in the past, how things are going to be different with these roster changes that they've had done. And, just seeing how they play differently here tonight. And then I am excited to see how ss03 plays here. I have not seen them play before. So I'm really excited to see how they play. They are starting on the defense side. So really excited to get to see that tonight.
Well, Clubhouse does tend to lean a little bit defender-sided with the close quarters and battling of this map. The ACOG change didn't affect it as much. Nighthaven Labs, however, I noticed the ACOG affected a lot of the play around with, upstairs hold of the CCTV side, trying to battle out through warehouse, as well as long angles. You lose a lot of that with the ACOG change. But for the most part, Nighthaven is still pretty well split down the middle. It used to be leaning a little bit heavier towards defense, but most of it will play into strat play and how teams play off of one another. Clubhouse, it's all about the strategy and the close quarter gunfights. Whoever can walk away with the best one can usually walk away with the win. And I'm going to let the teams know, Bun, that we are readied up, so maybe we can get this thing underway as soon as possible. ss03 is ready. We are ready. Trident is, well, doing their typical Trident
Hopefully ready.
things. Well, you know how these guys do it.
Yeah.
I got a good feeling about the maps tonight. It's a good pull. I'm hoping to make both of them. I don't want to miss my CS stuff with my boys. That one's calling. If you guys are in stream tonight, be sure to pop over and check it out later on. We'll be having some fun over there. Are they ever going to ready up?
Definitely. I don't know. Apparently not. I was going to say give them like 30 seconds and they'll probably say ready, but that's already out of the way. It's already been more than 30 seconds, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, they were ready here a minute ago, but I guess they all decided to get up and have a walk away. Now Prophet says he's readied up, and we should be rocking into this map in a second. As we roll into Clubhouse, here's a quick map overview.
Out here as well, of course, depending on if a player really wants to, not have to play a Flores, right? Now, of course, Flores, very versatile for other things than just those castle barricades. We are going to see that Maverick getting banned out of the way instantly, as well as that Blackbeard. And then, of course, as I said earlier, is Mira and then a Clash. So we are going to see a basement hold here. Considering you have that Cade, definitely really, really smart play to go downstairs to basement before that gets taken off the board.
Yeah, I really enjoy this ban phase that we've seen so far. I want to say, honestly, as weird as it's going to sound, that Blackbeard might be a little bit more targeted than what we're going to lead on to believe. As I know Keegan tends to play a lot of that operator every now and then. A good basement hold, though, of course, including a castle, is a bit of an odd one because you don't really see him down here all that often.
Definitely. I mean, you have Ella all the way upstairs here, second floor construction setting up. So I'm hoping that we'll see a decent bit of roaming from what looks to be both this Ella and the Vigil, looking to hopefully hold all the way upstairs in the second floor. I mean, these second floor holds, they're really hit or miss, and a lot of it really depends on this droning, which we are going to see as Ella's going to get droned out here. That means that they're going to know that they have to clear this second floor out before they can fully start pushing around and taking space.
Well, with all that shot calling happening, we do see a rickshaw on the hard breach. We're going to have Sonically being his support. But Profits, the new guy on the block for this team, will be rocking that heavy utility Grim. Keegan already setting up to start trying to take that CC side. Pushing over as they get main breach ripped open. And here it goes, kicking off. A Bossy ACOG in the hands of XY, though. That Vigil ACOG is typically pretty fun, but Keegan getting a first pick there. Finding one on the Mao. And what an opening one, too, as it only eliminates an Ella, who, I don't know, did she have full utility in pocket there?
I think she had a most of her utility in pocket there, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, C4 ripping up from Imperfect, not able to find a rickshaw there. XY is taken down as he drops the hatch. Castle is right there to help for a revive, but Relic gonna be pushing forward, finding a pick, finishing his one, and then we see Trident already up on 2 bodies. Some hard breaching happening. Imperfect not able to find, but he may be able to rip a ricksha's head off here as he tries to play that plant denial spot. Doc still up, chilling, relaxing in church with that Grim. He has all the time in the world. He can buy himself a little more if he wants. But expect the heavy execute as hatches will start to come open and a push will start forward as Relic gets down in there, getting active. We see Keegan get dropped. However, Prophet's in there already making a name for himself on this team, picking one up. But Relic going to be a key fragger here as he tries to take on Imperfect in a one-on-one battle. This TCSG, but Sonic running up to fill him in.
I mean, you know, you're starting off strong here. Of course, you know, it's what you expect to see from a, you know, previous winning team here. I mean, definitely though, Prophet's, like you said, making a name for himself already here, showing off, you know, that they have quite a bit of that, you know, just in general, I'm blanking on the word right now that I need for this. Chemistry, thank you. That you want to see, especially that you usually have a struggle with whenever you do change those rosters around, because you have to kind of play around that new person now somewhat. You have to learn how they're going to play and be able to, in some ways, adapt to it now, right? And here we do see a lot of that, you know, kind of adapting here, but I think it's more so than anything, it's really the team is just adapting and is just doing just as good as they were before, right?
Well, it's only
I mean,
one round though, so I'm not going to count all the eggs before they start to hatch.
that's fair, but I mean, a starting around being flawless there, you got to give them a little bit of credit there for it.
I wouldn't call flawless. Didn't Keegan go down? I mean, it is a technical flawless, but I mean, they did lose a body.
True.
No roam setup this time, though. They do have the extension over into con side. But is that really enough? I mean, you have no back pressure, nothing to help hold that garage. You just all rely on XY to deny any sort of pressure from the CC side of the map. It already Prophet's starting to phantom pressure it. Keegan getting in and active. And that's just one thing. I mean, these guys are executing very fast forward.
Definitely. And I mean, you know, you're already seeing these people that are playing for cash here, playing for con, getting pushed out and getting pushed around, that they're already losing that space.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast picks happening. Relic eats a ton of damage, though. Did manage to knock XY. Not enough to kill him, though, but enough to at least annoy him. And there's Sonically with the pickup for his team. They now have at least most of the control for the CCTV room and cash coming over. Relic playing the cutoff on the upside down rappel of construction and Sonic on his window. That means that's pretty much a whole death hallway for these defenders. Locked out of any sort of forward playability. And now the highway windows coming open. Goodbye to your castles. But there will, ooh, never mind. I thought for sure Sonic was going to be picked by Doc. He was just holding that little pixel. And Imperfect going to be pulling himself down onto the roam. In bar, C4 in hand to deny plant from below. We see Solid going down. A rush forward as a rickshaw gets taken. And there's Relic for the refrag now. They have full site control. C4 below, finding one, downing Relic. 2v2, 1v2. As fast picks happen as Mayo picks one up. Now Sonic still up. Gonna be trying to defend his buddy's revive, just missing Imperfect by an inch, and not able to hit Mao through the gym equipment. He's now got his attention split between the two, and they have enough of a crosser angle that he really can't do too much about it. But one-on-one swinging just will not pull that forward. And Perfect now left again in a clutch situation. He does have 2 picks under his belt. And it's a battle of wits here. Will Sonic remain still deathless, or will we see Imperfect be able to pick up a fast frag onto him? Dropping off the bed, giving the noise cue, and Imperfect picking the round up. I mean, I would say that's pretty perfect from him, wouldn't you think?
Definitely. I mean, I was watching that from Imperfect's side, and the wall was just perfectly covering him when he was on the bed there. But, he gave that sound cue away without that full seeming to have, 50-50 knowledge. Is he in the hallway? Is he in gym? Trying to play to see if he can figure out where he is and stuff, just not working in his favor with those footholds, though. And Imperfect being able to just close that round out there. I mean, that C4 from below there honestly was huge there, I think, for them for that round, because they were just getting pushed around completely by Trident there, and they were able to get that off to get those 2 picks, and it kind of put things back in their favor just a little bit more.
Yeah, that was some, I mean, it was good trading back and forth. I thought for sure that Sonically started to gun up on that window. If he would have found that other pick, that could have been just the playmaker in him that we know.
Definitely. I mean, another thing I will note is that those Wamaitis were putting in the work with the ash charges and the grenades that were going off. They saved that construction person at least a good few times, I think, there before eventually losing the entirety of Khan.
Yeah, he is. Honestly, he's a good operator. Again, I get hate for it all the time. I say it on almost every stream. I prefer a Jaeger. A little bit better of a weapon. And honestly, just more my style of play. Why move a grenade when you can eliminate it? However, with my discs, I mean, they are theoretically better to the community. You get more time with them and whatnot. But wall will come open a little bit from an ace charge as the Kaid trick will go off. A smart play there from the ss03 team, denying the main breach for the most part. However, we see a back pressure starting as here comes Keegan already dropping fast into Logi and ripping wall with some explosives. As for main breach, well, of course, you have Castle playing down below. These footholds here that he has, nice little dirty cheeky angle to try and deny anybody from playing hard on that upside down rappel. But with Keegan starting to apply some back pressure, looking, I mean, just intensely for where Perfect is at, they could pull some good kills here. However, if you see what I see, you see a C4 ripped from the Kaid, ready to rock as soon as they make a play forward for wall. And he's just waiting for the impact to sound, and he's just going to whip that thing. But Keegan just sprinting in, being the gunner, taking one, going down to Doc. Doc able to take the refrag for his team. XY finding Profits to put him up the body. However, Relic combining to take Doc down. XY gets another pick there. Free on Garage. Relic and Ariksha have got to stick together a little bit here, but they are too far spread. Ariksha getting a quick headshot. A guy sneaking up red stairs to him. One on Garage, putting rounds at him. Relic trying to hold his best that he can for Ariksha, but Ariksha just not in very good positioning for it. Runs into a 3K, finds him. XY up to a 3K, but Relic to shut the round down in the Trident favor. Just so many picks back and forth. Ariksha, the usual hard support, running in there to be a gunner and doing a beautiful job at it.
Definitely. I mean, like you said and stuff, you see these players that, typically are playing these supports, going in, having to push into other positions that they're not usually in, and just absolutely doing an amazing job at it as well and stuff. You have a lot of versatility between both of these teams' players just in general. Of course, going into this next ban phase, I'm sure everybody could have mostly assumed we were going to see an Ace and Cade get banned out of there. Considering, they were able to get that Cade trick off and mostly deny the A's, I wasn't too surprised by the fact that we are going to see those two getting banned. Of course, great bans to go for as well here. Still use that Thermite on board, but he's a little bit more slow to use than an Ace typically.
Well, I mean, statistics will have it. Ace is one of the fastest breaching operators for an aggressive forward strategy. And as we've seen Trident pull on a couple of these rounds so far, right now, this team comp, they are not scared to run straight at you. There's nobody up on roam yet, but expect that to change. Yeah, they've so far just been face checking and running in. I mean, Keegan has been the tip of the spear for most of these rounds. However, it is all coming down to the support line picking up the frags after Keegan breaks line. You know, he runs in, he smashes defense, and then they come running in to clean things up.
Definitely. I mean, you know, we see Keegan and then Ariksha typically, I think, are the two that I've been seeing the most that are inside the building when they still have teammates outside prepping, setting up, or just doing some outside work, basically. We are going to see Ella has used 2 of her Grismont, so hopefully she won't go down as quick before she uses some more of her utility. But it looks like we are going to see as strong of a roam from really most of these players on the side of ss03 as we saw on that first round on basement.
Well, they do have a castle extension up for bar right now. And I do usually love this hold, except he's putting a lot of focus on those cameras instead of keeping that gunny up, and I believe he is going to be droned out. Now, over on the side of Trident, we see Ariksha already getting main hatch open. Castle is up there to defend at least a hatch drop, but with them not having an opening, things may not look as pretty. Vertical being held, Keegan eating a ton of damage though, but gets solid snake. That'll be Profits finding him. Sonically finding that being picked easily. And there will go Mal to Relic. The supports are coming and they are in strong. Fast rush through as they want to try and take this bar side. What they need to be scared of though is XY, who is still chilling in strip. Live pings for his team, and there goes some of his cover as the hatch above gets popped. They are all droning him now. They know exactly where he's playing. And an easy swing in from Profits to lay some damage. And they're going to be battling it out in a quick, beautiful headshot there. Something almost through a wall and a door frame to take that pick down. And Perfect coming up on the roam. He now has that backside of Trident. And they seem really, really concerned about where XY is and not the guy coming through their lounge right now. But he is backing off. I mean, if you're a Trident fan, that is a thankful retreat. With XY being fully drone, everybody now starting to move up a little bit to make the play towards them. Live pings are happening. There's Ariksha being that main support man that we love. Just giving constant live pings and a floor bang from Keegan to take him out. Smoke canisters in play. Gonna use them to buy a little bit of time. They still have the Goyos popped everywhere, ready to be popped. They have everything they need to deny and play some time against these attackers. And with a double rush down main, you're pretty much forced to eat some of this smoke damage or some fire damage, and there's nothing in between. However, with the flashbangs being quick, Keegan going to be getting very aggressive as we're down to 30 seconds in this round. Ariksha going to be swinging fast, just missing the head of Imperfect. The smoke still back in blue. He is down, and there will be Relic to pick another one. I mean, they are playing it very fast and loose, and it has cost them some damage in a little bit of time. But for the most part, these Trident attacks have been pretty well coordinated to their IGL. What I want to see, though, is what ss03 adjusts to try and, stop them for maybe map 2.
Especially, I mean, you see these fast pushes and stuff, and you see them, they're just fully running into these fights, really, and they're just running in to get the advantage in some form and just getting that space as early as possible here. And so hopefully, going into Night Haven, we'll see a little bit different pace from ss03 here to hopefully in some sense combat how quickly they are trying to push this. It looks like we are going to see a decent bit of setup going over here into both cache construction and CCTV, so hopefully we'll see a bit of a more harder hold over here, in hopes from what we saw last time where they had only really one person watching over into cache, which was, if I remember correctly, our warden here. I'm just gonna go with XY for right now because it's just a bunch of X's and Y's. Yeah. But yeah, definitely, hopefully they'll be able to kind of, in some form control that pace as well. Is the other thing that I want to see. Is I want to see this defense, you want to see them controlling the pace of the game, controlling how these attackers are pushing, right? And they're just kind of letting them, in some sense, run over the entire map.
Well, already we see Keegan take that fast top garage control, and they're starting to drop off and give up some of that construction cache side. XY still holding his shield and holding it tight. They've got the crosser from the Wamai discs. Hopefully he's going to play some good role here to deny at least a quick push over. And with the top red stairs all hard walled off, it will set them up for some good map control. However, hard breach charges are there, but they do not have anybody to they do have EMPs. They don't have a rickshaw over to get that wall. Instead, he's playing more into the main push type of play. Relic or a rickshaw need to make the rotate over for the team. Just open things up, make it a easy play for their team.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Definitely. I mean, these Wamai discs are definitely putting in the work here as well. Keeping this control over here of Cash. Ash is out both of her charges because of it.
Yep. And here comes a rickshaw now to get main wall. I say main wall. It's the Cash wall. With the help of Grim, there's the EMPs. There goes the wall. Grim in position. They're set up to cut off. Relic will find one pick there onto Mao. And that forces full control to slide over. They now have Cash. They can move freely about as they want. And this Logi hold has got to start coming into effect as we see Castle drop back. XY hitting a quick pick onto Sonic, who was probably not expecting a forward player like that. As they push them back and they start to take some control towards the windows in sight. And they allowed at least a free escape route for that Warden. With 50 seconds on the clock, things are going to kick off fast. We see XY go down to Relic. A C4 play below from Imperfect. It worked last time, however, Keegan's there for Doc. This was the only sight that we've seen them win so far in the game. Solid Snake will go down. C4 in hand from Imperfect. We'll get a kill there on a Keegan. And Relic has the fuser in hand. Rickshaw going to be covering the stairs. Finds the swing and takes Imperfect out for an almost perfect Trident attack. One more round left in the half. What do you think of the series so far?
I mean, for one, Trident is coming in strong here right now. You know, they are coming in fast to the map, and they're also just going in fast for these rounds here. I mean, are we going to see a 5-1 split? Here is the question right now is that I'm asking myself is, you know, can ss03 bring this to a 4-2, which will put them in a bit of a better position going into their attack round? Or is it going to end up falling into becoming a 5-1 split, which is going to play out really well for Trident's side over ss03? Now, of course, that all really is going to depend as well, of course, if Trident can keep that momentum up when they go into their defense rounds here. You know, will ss03 bring the same fire we see Trident, you know, bringing here for their attack rounds and, you know, just go for these really fast, really quick pushes, just trying to take as much space as fast as possible or not?
10 seconds.
Really, it really just depends here. But, I mean, you know, we hope to see, you know, some change here, but I'm not really seeing a lot that we would want to see from ss03. You know, they're playing the same setup over and over and over, and they're not really playing against these really quick running plays in the site, and I think it's just starting to cost them at this point.
Yeah, there has really been no adaptation made to slow push power down. They have yet to bring like a cap can or any sort of trap operators. There's so far been a bunch of active utility play. We now see the bandit trick from Imperfect trying to slow down a main wall rush, but we still have some breaching charges in hand. Even the can openers will matter here, but he may be able to hit the bandit trick here. Ooh. For some reason, we've seen Relic just stop and give up on that one. And we see Prophet say this game sucks. Which I couldn't agree more, bro. It is a broken and unoptimized mess. But Keegan will get a headshot through a soft wall as we've seen Doc go for a quick peek. I mean, yeah, you were saying it earlier. The playstyle of ss03 has just been a little bit, I don't want to say undesirable, but it has not been something that you would expect from a pushing forward squad. And out come the cams of the Zero to at least stop some bandit tricking. He's going to be running out of batteries here hopefully soon, but he still has them in play. And there will go a rickshaw to a pick. Keegan able to find the refrag for him. It looks like it's going to be more of a window play than anything, but it is down to a 3v3. XY eating a ton of damage here from Keegan, who's just continuing to aggress and pressure this window. If he can take a pick here, never mind, Relic's just going to find it. It opens up a whole lot of window or walk-in play. but the jump through the window feeds one straight to Mao. Prophet's now coming up through garage. Relic's still out on his window, or outside the main breach playing. And with 9 kills and only 1 death so far this game, this man may be on fire. But a 4-2 split is coming fast, in my opinion, as we see a bad swing from Relic give another one to ss03. They at least walked away with a 4-2 there. Not the worst thing in the world, but if you're on the defense, you want that 4 in your side, not the other.
Definitely. I mean, you know, it's not the split you want to see, you know, starting on defense first there, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Hopefully, you know, we'll see a bit of some change here because, again, you know, Trident is being very, very fast-paced with these pushes, and it's just working out in their favor continuously. I did laugh just a tiny bit watching whenever XY, I think it was XY that was on the Azami and Rafters, got shot by the Zero, which I think would be Relic if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
As he simply just was watching, and he literally pinged after killing them, and he was very, in the sense, I think, confused. If he was like, why are you just standing in the open, right? And so it's why I kind of had a little bit of a laugh, because it was kind of a bit of a funny moment in there and stuff. You know, you see these players that, you know, you can kind of sense their like confusion with certain things, you know, when they see things that are, they're just like, what are we doing here, you know?
Yeah, like a thanks for the free pick mentality.
Yeah, basically, which it'll make me laugh just a teeny bit because it's a little funny. We are gonna see a little bit different here. We are gonna see Trident going upstairs for their first hold rather than going for that basement. You know, they have the Kate on board, but they're gonna play a little bit differently from how ss03 did their defense rounds here. We are gonna see a few similarities. Of course, you know, you having that liking towards Jaeger, we are gonna see a rickshaw on the Jaeger here rather than bringing a OMI. Really curious to see how that'll work out for them here and stuff, and just to be able to see the differences between the two operators. You know, they have pretty similar, you know, usage basically and stuff, so really curious to see, you know, how this might affect or change these rounds.
Well, from my eyes right now, it looks like they're just playing some more old school Siege. I mean, pretty old operators. Everybody here is a year 1 release except for Keegan. And this is how you would have set this, well, not how, because it would have been slightly different back then. But I mean, even the bandit tricking down to the castle barricades and Jaeger devices, it's just good old fashioned. Love the gameplay.
Definitely. I am really hoping we'll see some fast pushing or some fast take here from the Blitz here. Ash, though, missing the Ash charge on, I would assume, the Azami barricade that is on red stairs over there.
Ooh, God, Prophets with a quick pick, finding one. The Blitz, however, is getting all up in his mojo. Keegan takes a ton of damage, managing to walk away with a good pick there. Rickshaw finding Solid Snake down below. He's going to continue playing secret. Here comes the Blitz, but Keegan there to help his boy out. Now Prophets left up there, and a flawless defense from Trident as they all funneled a hard channel of attack through that cash room, and they just weren't able to actually find map footing. Like, they had the idea, they had the mental, they just did not find the pick to make a play with it.
Definitely. I mean, in some regard, I feel like we just saw ss03 try to do what Trident did and go for, you know, a somewhat aggressive push, you know, bringing that blitz, and it fell apart within seconds there. You know, you see that first pick go off, and as soon as we see that first pick go off, it was just death, back and forth, right? And it just did not work out in their favor here. Hopefully they'll be able to possibly just play it a little bit better here. We are going to see Doc still on the blitz there. We are going to see Imperfect bringing a Ying here as well. So really hoping to see, you know, a little bit better of that kind of, you know, aggressive sided rush play, you know. But, you know, you have Kate on the board. They're going to go basement, of course. I mean, it's not really a big surprise. You want to use that Cade, and you want to be able to, you know, get the most out of him as much as you can here. I will say I'm really excited to see how Sonically plays here with the Mira, considering she's on the board here, which was different from when ss03 was on the defense here and see how they may possibly play against the Mira as well.
Well, what I'm liking about this defense so far is this heavy upstairs roam castle extension. We've seen ss03 pull something very, very similar, and it really worked out in their favor for a decent bit of that round. But now it's Trident's turn to put that to the test. And already the garage side being heavy pushed, and I'm expecting a quick blue drop as they know they've got 3 off sites. They don't have to worry as much about what's actually going on towards where everybody's at. And here it comes as the smoke grenades go out. The flashes ping. Ariksha finds one as they drop it. It's a 4-man stack in blue. Now, Relic hitting a quick shot with that TCSG. Blitz up in his grill, though. And they're trading rounds back and forth. Just not able to land it. Here comes the Mira. Getting, just face check there. Ariksha will be taken down as he tries to retake. But Keegan finding a pick from blue. And it all comes down to XY. Both these players playing blue side. But Keegan, just the faster gunner. I mean, that's one thing people don't know a whole lot about this Trident team. Is that these guys do have some very high gun skill that they just tend not to flex out quite as hard as everyone else. I mean, it's not as consistent, but whenever they're hitting, that night, they hit fast.
Definitely. I mean, you know, we see that quick rotate back from those 3 up top upstairs. Just as soon as they know about that information, they immediately push for that push to go and come behind this team and just be fast, be precise, and take them out. And that's what we see that they just did really, really well there. You know, of course, Keegan getting 2 amazing kills there with Ella, just absolutely able to just have that faster reaction, that faster gunplay, and just get to show that off a little bit there. You know, I'm really worried we're gonna see this end in a 7-2 here, and you know, I'd hope to see some more gameplay on Clubhouse, considering, you know, it is a somewhat balanced map, but we're not seeing that, you know, change that we need. We're not seeing the adjustments that you need to see here for ss03 to be able to bring this back really right now. They need to start making these heavy adjustments, and they need to start playing with those adjustments here to be able to combat Trident. You know, they know that they're fast, they know that they're really, really quick with their gameplays here,
Keegan
and really aggressive. Huh?
Keegan is spawn peeking. That is the
Keegan
aggression.
oh my
That
gosh.
Trident just, they want this game to end faster apparently, and he will land it, taking out the most important operator, the Thermite. It doesn't matter about the refrag. They can't get wall now, except for Mao, who has the hard breach charge in hand, and you've seen him almost want to pull it on for that window. But it will come out. C4 from Relic. Never mind. I thought for sure we would. But now he gets a lot of fire damage there. Solid snake eating some rounds as he tries to rotate past. And, I mean, it looks like they were kind of ready for this style of push as they have the Miras in place. ss03 pushing into exactly what Trident wanted them to. I almost called him malevolent again. And here comes Ariksha on the roam, rotating up, coming up main stairs as we speak, and he has now the backside. And only one air jab is out from XY, and if it is behind him, it's a great thing. They do have the cam in behind. Nobody is playing it actively. Relic will get one, but he's taken down by Mao. Here come the Yings, yinging out the Mira, and she's going to try an aggressive swing it just a little bit. And Ariksha going to be fighting Doc back here. It is a whiff battle of the century. Profits will find Mao. Ariksha just not able to close the kills there as he needed. And two of the best guns in the game, that little Vector, versus one of the best shield operators to exist in the current meta. The shield now making its rotate over towards the B-bomb chassis and CCTV. Smoke grenades going in to cover himself, and it's going to make Profits try and fight against one, but he just solos himself out, and there's Profits and sonically shutting him down. I mean, the blitz rush by himself was ballsy.
Definitely. I mean, I saw the separation there of the blitz, and as soon as I saw that separation, I was worried it was going to be game over there. You know, when you have a situation, you're a 2v2 situation, you have that shield on the board, you need to be playing with your shield. I'm going to say it over and over and over. no matter what, you always need to play with your shield, especially in those situations where you have the lower count or you're not in the best position, right? You need to be playing with that shield. You need to be playing to isolate somebody out because that's what that shield is good for, right? And, pushing in, he pushed in between both of these defense players, between Sonically and Prophet, and basically gave himself up to Profits there, considering that Sonically was the one he was pushing. Sonically just pulled back and let him push forward, right? And he just walked that blitz into perfect positioning for Profits to get the kill there.
Yeah, they
And of course,
played.
Sonically having his back afterwards, getting the last final kill.
I don't mind the idea of that blitz solo rush in. Don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't have been a solo rush. I mean, he should have had the Capital on his 6, or at least covering the window play for that flank. Which, I mean, we all knew it was coming, right? As soon as you see a blitz rush in, you're gonna hear the teammate just yell blitz on me," and everybody's gonna converge. Just did not bring it out in that last round, going straight to Trident. I mean, that was a dominant fashion from them too. And now we move up, ready for map 2 here. Let's go make sure the teams are ready. Nighthaven Labs, give me your thoughts and prayers on this map.
I mean, we have Trident here starting on the defense here, this time. ss03 on the attack. Hopefully we will see, that change that we need to see in ss03. Hopefully they'll be able to bring this back here. They know how Trident will play in some form, right? Trident is very aggressive, they're very quick, and they're very fast, right? And so, I'm really hoping we'll see a lot more of those trap operators like you talked about coming out, and just a little bit better, roam hold here. Of course, I'm already expecting that. I think we're going to see on both sides a clash ban from both of them, just out of the sheer fact that, having a clash, she's going to be a nuisance, especially on Nighthaven Labs. When you're playing that basement, having a clash extend upstairs into vending and around kitchen, it makes it a little harder to kind of get that control you need of those stairs. So I'm really expecting to see that. I also am expecting to see a Mira ban here. Now, you might say, there's some other people that they can ban that might be better and stuff for the situation that they're in. That Mira, I think, honestly, due to how the Miras were placed, absolutely destroyed them, right? Because they Trident knew how they were going to push. They knew how they were going to play. So they placed those mirrors perfectly to play against them. And it worked in their favor, right?
Yep.
So,
all right, we're diving into map.
Hopefully we'll see some bans.
So, for these bans, I like the Monty. I like getting rid of Warden, honestly. Nobody realizes the amount of control that he brings to a map.
I do have to hand it to him and stuff. They did get me wrong with these bans here, but I will say is that these bans are still really great bans to have coming out here. Getting rid of that shield, but they played the Blitz and stuff, even though he wasn't really the biggest threat, really the biggest issue for him and stuff. Why not go for the Blitz over the Monte?
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
That's my only question on that one and stuff. Of course, Goyo, Ying, Warden, all really great bands here to see coming out. We are going to see a rickshaw there on the Mira here, though. Like I said, they're going to use her and they're going to abuse her. So hopefully they'll be able to play around her a little bit better here. We are going to see, of course, that Jaeger coming out. Basically a lot of these old school operators are coming into play here. Keegan, I'm hoping, is going to be playing up here, I would assume, with the Azami in top of a warehouse here, hoping to keep that control there. I'm really hoping we'll also see, though, just in general, a lot better play there from Doc on this blitz and just a bit more teamwork, you know, playing with that shield, having somebody play close by to help that shield out when they need it.
Yeah, your shield operator needs to be your tip of the spear. I hate to say it, but they really didn't use him in that fashion. They tend to let a gun go ahead. Now, every gun on this current lineup really is not much of an entry gun. Unless you're in the Latin American region, I will say, because, well, we see a lot of Latin supports. Mayo getting a first pick there onto Keegan, but a re-swing from Ariksha will avenge his buddy. There is still XY out there, but Ariksha ain't even going to swing that again. He says, hey, I got that pick. That's all I care about. Main wall coming open is a bad sight to see, though, for the Trident team.
Definitely. I mean, you know, right now it looks like they're playing things a little bit slower here. You know, they made that first kind of big fast push, getting that early pick on Keegan. Mal getting taken out, of course, right after. Looks like we are going to see this shield getting a little active here, though, into Warehouse.
Ooh, picks all around. Solid Snake finding Relic. But we do see Mayo and XY go down on that backside over in Waterfall. They have hard IT control here. 1:30 left to burn in this round. C4 is coming out, but not landing anything. Ariksha doesn't have his anymore. Doc is about to be able to just run rampant. Runs into Sonic, who had a shotgun at the prime and ready. Imperfect going down, though, to a pistol. Sonically and Profits now both holding a cross triangle for the walk-ins. Smoke coming out. That means they should try and aggress before that smoke leaves. But Profits holding this little pixel that he has. He's hard to shove out of area. And there's Sonic getting one. A jump in from Imperfect will feed Profits the other. Ariksha ruining the couple's ace, but it is a good, at least, team spread.
No.
Way to go, Blitz.
I mean...
Ooh.
No. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean... Honestly, I think at this point, you know, that shield isn't doing the work they need, right? It's not giving them that space. It's not giving them that control. It's not being that aggressive shield that you need to see and stuff when you have that shield player. And so, you know, I think what it might end up doing is I think it's just going to start bringing them down here, especially if they keep bringing this shield here. We'll see if they're able to switch things around here with that shield. But, I mean, he's okay, but they're not playing him in the aggressive format that you need to see a shield. And so he's just getting kind of taken down.
That last round, they tried to. I mean, they had Doc lead that charge. But, I mean, they made a correct adjustment in a way. They let him go forward. They're now just not putting any bodies really behind him. I mean, when he sprinted in and took through that door and started sprinting over towards the E-box side, there wasn't as much play on his back that, I mean, I'm not going to critique. I'm not in the game. I don't know what the comms are. But they did not have a gun up behind that shield. And with a spawn peek coming from Profits, but nobody there to listen, we see a heavy upstairs hold. Oh, but Keegan's is going to hit. Taking Mao down. First pick. I mean, that's a big utility pick. And now Solid Snake's trying to take an engagement. A DMR versus an SMG. It is good enough range for him. But Ariksha going to be all up on his lonesome. Has people pushing at him hard from every direction. Popping the fire to cover his back. And he is dipping. But found by XY. Ooh, Solid Snake went down and it didn't even pop up in kill feed.
Yeah. Keegan almost got wall banged there by that blitz. We are gonna see a change there.
They're learning. They have evolved.
They're adapting. Let's go.
Cool. I'm waiting to see the Jurassic Park. Clever girl. And here he comes, sprinting down. We see Relic trying to hit a C4 through the floor. However, everybody's already stacked up on his stairs, ready to push. And expect a hard, fast one down onto him, as he has that TCSG. Not really the best weapon for guarding against a blitz. Here's him walking, and you see Profits with his shotgun. Relic does head tap him, though, or, well, I guess body tap him. One round to end it.
I think he hit him in the shoulder.
Probably. And there's the boss G ACOG.
Oh.
That thing claps like thunder, dude.
Oh yeah. And it's a perfect three-way setup they have here now. Just watching for Imperfect to possibly push from any angle here.
And Sonic almost rips a wall bang on him, or a floor bang, and then almost C4's Relic. That would have been hilarious. I probably would have been in tears laughing. I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
Wait, they all back off. They think he's on the other side. His sprinting at least alerting Mira. Now everybody's rotating themselves back around. It's just a back and forth bounce from this team. And there's Relic with a one tap.
Oof. Yeah, I think he hit that blitz, you know, right in the shoulder there, you know, whatever that blitz was starting to push down. That or the foot. It was one of the two, but he hit him definitely in a body shot where I don't think he should have possibly been able to fully get it off. It was a little sus, but you know, it is what it is. We are going to see a bit of a change here though. Doc not on that blitz anymore here, swapping on to a hard breach operator after we saw them start to adapt at least a little bit and actually have somebody play behind that shield for once, which, I mean, both of us were definitely very excited to see the adaptation there, you know, having that Nomad push in kitchen with your blitz, you know, just to kind of help give that extra, you know, gun. Definitely, you know, still going strong for Trident here. 2-0 currently going into this second map. They have that momentum from last map, and I mean, it's showing.
Yeah, momentum carries. I mean, that one thing people don't talk about enough is how fast, if you pick momentum up, these rounds will just start rolling together. But a 4-2 or what 6-2 split is usually what most teams will call the the false win. You think you're gonna win it, you give up that one little round, and what you don't realize is that one round could set and change momentum. And there's enough there that if a team rips off from that, you know, being down one, picking one up, that now goes to a 3-6, that you can't come back from, at least not easily, not without being able to stop and shift momentum yourself, which takes another round, maybe two, and by then, you're back up to match point. Like, it's such a weird cycle that nobody really talks as much about, but you lose that ability to bring yourself back from a points deficit if you're already in the lead.
Definitely. We are going to see a decent upstairs hold here. Sonically, though, getting taken out here by Sludge.
Just absolutely ripped.
Yeah.
But we do have Keegan moving up to help assist here. Mayo eating some damage. Profit's almost going down, though. That was a ton of damage laid into him. And Keegan still playing aggressive to this IT room. And he is locked in. And he's got people everywhere on him. And Solid Snake's able to find that pick going down. Not laying any damage out either. Everybody is pretty much dead upstairs. C4 up from Relic. Finds one up through the floor. And is going to start his vertical retake through Waterfall. We still see a Rickshaw hiding down in sight with those smoke canisters in hand. At least to buy some time. But Relic trying for the wall bang. Almost takes Mayo's head clean off his shoulders. Blew it smooth off, as they would say. And Alex, now, I gotta hide in sight. You have time on your side. There's a minute left in this round. These attackers are, you know, baiting as much as they can on this vertical. So as long as Trident doesn't overextend or expose themselves, they may be able to at least pick another kill and make this an even match.
Definitely. I mean, you know, you have one operator definitely huge for being in this situation where you're kind of on that lower end, which is a rickshaw on the smoke. They're able to kind of just stall out time, make them eat damage if needed and stuff like that. Of course, Relic already having used his C4, I mean, he got the pick he needed off of it, which is definitely great, bringing this a little bit closer to being even-ish in their favor.
Well, Smoke is one of those operators. He I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but it's like utility expands the longer the round goes on. He becomes exponentially better. He's a good exponent, I guess. You know?
Definitely.
And
I mean, Relic able to even this out though.
XY gonna be coming in for plant. They don't have anybody covering that back pressure. But the timer's just going to kick in favor of the defense because they did not maybe call the play out quite the way they wanted to. They didn't plan the time quite well enough. Ooh, my leg is
3-0 going into our next ban phase here. You know, I mean, what are we thinking we're gonna see banned here for? I want to get your thoughts.
I mean, I would expect maybe a Grim ban. Thermite and a zombie, okay. I was supposed to say there was really no operators that whole time that was like, this is the reason we're losing. It's just coming down to gunfights, 1v1s. I could have maybe seen a Mira being banned there from this defense or from the attackers. That would have been like my main pick.
Definitely. I was thinking, you know, we were going to see possibly a hard breach. And then I was definitely expecting either, you know, that Mira, maybe the Valkyrie, or the Azami, of course, you know, getting taken out of the game. Just because they're a bit of a nuisance. They're not, you know, causing the losses, but they are annoying in some form to play against, right? And they are kind of giving them a few picks here or there, or just kind of giving them that information that they need, right? You know, seeing, of course, you know, Thermite getting banned, that leaves the ace on the board here still, which, as you already had previously said, is the fastest hard breach operator on the board that you can use, right? So, I mean, you hope that they'll be able to use it, but they have to play against a Mute and a Cade here, but I think it's just going to be that Cade that's going to probably be Cade tricking there on IT that they're going to have to really worry about here. So it's not the worst thing in the world, really, to have to deal with.
No, it's not the worst. I mean, no, I don't like the thought of having Mara up on board. The way that she changes this side around is just, it's a massive change. You know, the Azami too, she's big. Maybe they should have banned them both out earlier on. Mayo getting a first pick onto Keegan as he again tries for a spawn peek. However, as a Valkyrie, I don't want to say you're better off dead because, I mean, you still have a C4 that could have been used. But I don't hate to see it because at least now you know your cams are going to be utilized and you have a Rickshaw playing your position and trying to hold Waterfall down.
Definitely. We are going to see Dog here on a Blackbeard, so on that shield again, though, you know, with that Blackbeard, he's got a great gun that he's able to use and kind of be a little bit more aggressive here with these pushes. And we're going to see... Oh my gosh.
Well, that was close.
That was a bit too close for my liking there. But, I mean, you know, we're going to see Dog here getting hyper aggressive and, you know, he's pushing into sight. Sure, they're not really in sight though and stuff. They're getting killed from off site here. And so, I mean, kind of push and pull with that Blackbeard. I definitely think, you know, bringing that Blackbeard, I think he's going to be a bit better of a pick than bringing a Blitz. That is if they continue to use these shields though.
Well, I mean, they made, honestly, a very, very smart play off in that round. Excuse me, I got something in my teeth. Yeah, he pulled a very smart play on that round by, like, you know, with his teammate there. But again, it's all coming down to having a gun up behind your shield player. Something that they really weren't doing that last map. They weren't doing, you know, earlier on in this map. Finally, though, they made that adaptation, I think, what, the second round, third round. And since then, it has been working out very, very well. However, we now see, again, a very, very aggressive playstyle coming from Trident. We're going to have a Rickshaw up on a roam here. Not quite starting this map as well as he started the last.
I think we're gonna see a 3-man roam here. A Rickshaw, Prophets, and Keegan all upstairs here currently, and then Sonically and Relic, which, you know, they're two operators that you'd expect to see inside, right? You expect them to be playing off of their utility to help hold downstairs.
Well, the spawn peek from Prophets is underway, or at least set up. I mean, he's not actively staring out the window yet, but maybe finds an unsuspecting attacker in his traps, like a Venus flytrap. And Doc gonna be making that vertical play now. If he can catch anybody off site by themselves, he just becomes that much more solid of an operator. And Scopos is being targeted. That gives Keegan away. He's just chilling in cafeteria. Maybe he uses that bait to his advantage. You know, just whenever they go to push him, you got guys off site. You got guys who can swing. Doc getting in and active through servers, pushing around, realizing they're all alone. This extension isn't full. It is only that first floor.
I mean, you know, we are going to see XY here somewhat playing behind the shield, but I think Doc is going to be by himself here, swapping to be played with the Deimos here. They know where Prophet is, and he's just going to get pinched out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good bit of drone work from those attackers, finding the Vigil. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you're running a drone around and one closet lights up. And another one coming in for the scope host. They really hate this guy, apparently. It doesn't bother Keegan much as he rotates away. Ariksha finding a quick opening double kill there. Doc left at about 1. He does have Mayo playing up on his back, and they're going to be swinging into Ariksha as we speak. Sonically on the flank, though, and Keegan and Ariksha both diving out of the lines of fire.
Doc ran completely over Relic there, over some floor holes that they had, which made him eat a lot of damage there, and I think that's why he thought there was somebody behind him there.
It's a very good possibility.
I mean, when you have mouse swinging out and stuff, you really want that shield to be kind of playing with that gun swinging and stuff to kind of give him a little extra coverage.
Ooh. See, I like a good Deimos
really
player.
nice head out there.
Yeah. Like,
I
when
sadly
Deimos
missed
is
that.
played
I was
right, he's
watching
so
that.
good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, to me, I hate to
Relic's-
say it, Deimos is a vertical operator.
Definitely. He is definitely a vertical, or you know, he's a player that you usually you want to see playing, you know, either above or below that site if you're able to, right?
Yeah, anything to floor
Doc here
bang.
getting aggressive though, trying to push down though. If he's not careful enough though, he's gonna get shot from his left hand side there, and as I said, he's gonna get taken out from that left.
But so, I mean, that was a good pinch in from Trident. They locked down and isolated that hallway. They knew both players were playing that staircase. They didn't have time to make a rotate over. And as the Blackbeard just gets overstep and pulls in.
Well, I mean, and you have those floor holes and stuff. You can see the floor holes are there, and that's what I was worried about. And he just played completely into what I was, you know, hoping that they might be a little cautious about there, you know. Considering you have to take into account, you know, they have floor holes. There's a large chance they're likely watching it, trying to play cautious around it in that situation, and they just kind of full sent it. I will say, you know, I mean, they're playing a lot better around this shield here with Doc on the Blackbeard. I've really liked the improvements that they've made here, you know, with the shield, and just in general playing against Trident here, they've made a lot of really good improvements. But we are going to see heavy setup here going from Prophet and Relic and Keegan and Sonically all upstairs here currently. I think Ariksha is the only one on site here in storage right now, setting up storage. I mean, I'm expecting we're going to see a pretty heavy hold upstairs right now from the looks of it, and so they're going to have to clear that out before they can really push site because of the verticality that, you know, there is above site. Solid, of course, already going to try to open up this IT wall here. I'm not too sure why Mao's already taken damage, but a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of damage here and there doesn't hurt any. But with the flashbangs coming, we see Doc trying to get in an aggressive. Now, these frost mats were their deterrent against the shield plays that we've been seeing. And there needs to be a little bit more of that, I'd say. And you see Sonically just saying, hey, yo, I'm here, peeking around the corner. Wall will be opened up next to him, I believe, as we see him perfectly standing there waiting. And a grenade out from Doc should get rid of his utility. But Mayo will be taken out by Prophets, who is still holding just as aggressive. Ariksha finding one on the solid. Wall coming open there. And they have a defense at least still in place. Sonic rotating back up to help. It's still a 3-man stack up here. Maybe more as Ariksha slowly rotates himself around. These attackers are playing very, very one-dimensional gameplay. C4 out, finds that kill on the Doc. Shields do not have that explosive resistance, or at least Blackbeard doesn't. Prophet's up to his 3K here, as Imperfect is the last man standing. But a great pick for a double kill, triple kill. Will he hit an ace tonight? Well, there's a good chance he aces this round, I can't lie to you.
I mean, definitely getting those 2 kills there. A really great job. I think he's completely now pushed them back to site here, considering it is a minute on the board, 2v1 situation, and I'm pretty sure they know he's pretty low now. You know, you want to just play conservative. You know, Relic down here playing for the C4. He knows he's droning as well. You can hear it. So he's just going to wait here with the C4 and hope to be able to get a C4 through the floor here. Will he be able to get it off is the question.
Well, he will get the C4 up and rip, but not close enough to him. Either way, Imperfect's going to try swinging him, turn it into a 1v1 battle through the floors, just missing each other's heads by inches. And here comes Prophet to finish out his reign on that round. I think another, maybe foot on that C4 and it would have got the kill.
Definitely. I was watching that. I was waiting for it to go off, and it went off, like, just perfectly in front of him where it did no damage, I'm pretty sure. But, I mean, you know, the setup was there. The comms were there for that Valkyrie. It just was that few seconds there, but they still were able to pull that out. 5-1. You know, we're seeing a lot of similarities from that last game on Clubhouse. Of course, that Clash is going to get banned here, and we are going to see that Blackbeard banned as well. Double shield for our first banned on the board here. I mean, you know, Trident is controlling this map, and they are controlling it to a T. They are controlling the pace, they are controlling who has what space. And, I mean, ss03, yes, they're making these changes that they need to make. They just have been making them way too late into these games.
Well, the stories of Keegan on Blackbeard must be raining through the land as we see that ban coming in. That's all I can think is I've seen this man almost ace with him before.
I mean, you know, you get rid of it, but here's the issue. They left the Maverick on the board, and I'm a little concerned because you have Keegan on a glass with a Maverick on board. I am absolutely terrified we are going to see a Mav hole glass trick, and somebody's going to get taken out for it.
I mean, that is usually how it goes, yeah. Quite often. I mean, yeah, what the heck is this lighting issue? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you have that Maverick on board. Of course, you're going to expect somebody's going to play the Maverick. Now, bringing the glass with the Maverick is a 50-50 shot here, you know. It depends on if you have a player that's really comfortable playing with the glass in general and or is really good with him. And, you know,
I mean, Keegan's that guy.
Yeah, I'm concerned that Keegan's going to be that guy here. We are going to see Imperfect here on a Cade. Is he gonna be Cade tricking? I don't think so, because he's out of both of his Cades. He's used one on Connector and one on 19. Now, do we have... I need to go check. Do we have a mute jammer? We don't have a mute jammer on the IT wall here either. So, I mean, it leaves it up for that Maverick and Gauze to basically rain terror on this wall here. And I think that's what we're gonna see here in just a second. Yeah, they know where he is. They're gonna start mapping these holes.
See, here's the thing, though, about him playing the Mav trick. You have the Hibana on board. She could trick that wall herself and make it an easy open. Instead, it looks like she's going to be playing up. Maybe more into the factor of, hey, we're going to take this top warehouse easily because of what we have here utility-wise. The Maverick Glass combo, pretty much unbeatable. And they have now IT control. Another smoke grenade out, and Sonically's burning himself away in. These attackers have our defenders have no real adaptation to the play, as map control is just being poked and prodded by Trident. The Monty taking the top of Rafters, Prophet's still down on their own, and Sonically up into IT, just going fast and going forward.
Definitely. I mean, you're gonna see these plays that we've seen from Trident here already before. They take control, and they take it really well. They also play pretty fast here, and I'm waiting for that push. I'm waiting for these comms to go out where, you know, we're going to start seeing these heavy push into sight and these picks going off. Shots exchanged. XY taking no damage, though, from that exchange there.
Yeah, Sonically was looking a little bit deeper into sight, but
Here's what we need to be more concerned about, is the push that is coming through the upstairs. We've got Profits moving up with a rickshaw on the shield. Relic getting a opening pick for his team. Up in IT, that is one. Sonically, however, will go down to the TCSG. The Slug Shotty hitting like a truck, but costing him some damage. Doc from a crosser angle. Keegan trying to swing him perfect with his shotgun, just doing it better. And Mayo down below. C4 coming up. It is now down to how can Profits and a rickshaw push this one forward. And it's going to be a turtle plant covered. Or maybe it's just a trick. As we see Mayo coming up and being taken by Profits. That now opens it up. However, Solid Snake, the cover, blown. Snake getting himself some picks. If anybody caught that joke, you guys are real G's. Metal Gear Solid reference.
I mean, we're seeing that change in pace that we need. Now, yeah, they gave up that map control and stuff like that. They held down that site. Beautiful C4 from Mayo there, you know, able to take that pick from below and then rotate back around upstairs. I mean, they're coming back 5-2 right now. Can they keep this up or not? Can they keep this kind of, you know, small bit of momentum that they've just gained from that roundup or not?
Excuse me.
You still got some other stuff to catch. You can't be getting tired now yet.
No, the CS:GO game was moved until Monday, which I should try to cast. I should be able to get there. As far as I know, I'm good for Monday. Yeah, screw it. You know what? I'll book it in. I'll do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So that sounds like a good, you know, range of CS:GO.
Yeah, definitely, y'all. If y'all like CS:GO, go check out Force stream and stuff whenever he's casting.
Please
for
don't.
CS:GO.
I'm horrible at
Go
CS:GO.
support him.
I know.
Go support. I don't care, but go support him. Go support him. We are gonna see here
horrible.
a decent roam-ish from some of these players. You know, we have XY all the way in second floor, and then we have Mayo and Dog both playing in first floor, and then you have Snake and Imperfect playing in side there. You know, will they be able to hold this verticality and hold this roam up or not is really going to be the question here. XY already starting to have things kind of blow up around him right now. He's going to get pushed here pretty soon. Opting to shoot a drone and take hits from it.
Yeah, the drone came in there fast. Of course, you never want to see a Vigil being droned out. Keegan will get that first pick onto Mayo, laying down one of the top fraggers. Or Mao? I don't know what his name actually is. So now they just have to rely on the guys who are still holding first floor as they collapse themselves down. Definitely.
I mean, you have a rickshaw here on this IQ, beautifully using, you know, I think he used his utility a little bit to see these out cameras, taking out, you know, most of their primary way of sight.
You know what I'm surprised about so far tonight? That we haven't seen Sonically with a DMR. Ooh, good kill. That was nasty.
Really good killer. Oh, the whiff. Oh, no.
Oh. From wow to ooh.
Ooh, yeah, and I don't know because
wait.
No.
Redemption.
Oh, no.
Boss G. One round whiffs. Another round whiffs. And out comes the SMG. This man is being collapsed in on three players at his side.
Here.
But our rickshaw will go down. Oh my god.
Able to get one before he's fully taken out when he is blinded there. C4 ripped, but barely missing onto Profits there. I mean, definitely great waste of time there from XY, I think. I think that played out really, really well for them here. Even though they are somewhat in the disadvantage here. 40 seconds on the board, you know.
We still have Profits with all three calls in his pocket, by the way.
Yeah, he does have all three in his pocket, which, I mean, again, it's one of those times that you wish, you know, you hope to see some utility usage. You could use this utility. It's a 3v2, please.
Yep. The only way to win right now in this situation is if you play together, collapse together, and use your utility to boost your your attack. And Perfect will be holding close. The fast cross from Damos, able to at least swing himself back around. Diffuser running in with Relic, but Profit's there for the coverage as they now move up to 6-2. I mean, that round was just, how do I word this? Very close for some of the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I mean, it was very close in certain spots, especially, a lot of the whiffing there. You see,
Oh, XY, I mean,
not even just XY and stuff. You saw XY whiff, and then Profits on the Demos, or not Profits on the Demos. It was, who was on the, it was Imperfect? Imperfect on the Cade that whiffed completely on Profits as well there.
But in saying that, we did see a rickshaw run into a blind man. And
we
get
did indeed.
knocked and stabbed.
die. Definitely. I mean, XY, he had that, whiff there and stuff. He was able to bring it back though with that kill on a rickshaw though. Really, really well done. I'm not even. But I mean, what are we thinking with the Tachanka play here?
I love it.
We haven't seen him come out here. He's great for opening up the entirety of the floor, and I think we're seeing just that happen here. He's just gonna make all of this verticality. He's doing it pretty fast too. And so, I mean, hopefully we'll see a bit better play here upstairs, a little bit better verticality hold. We are gonna see XY here on a pulse as well. Really curious to see how this goes. He is below as well, so looking to possibly get, I think, a C4 kill from below.
I mean, for a center floor hold like what they have, running all 3 floors is never a bad idea. The pulse down here, I mean, just misses the guy who's going to be pushing him downstairs. I believe that might be Profits. Yeah, he will just miss Profits, and it is a smart execution call from Trident so far of, hey, we know he's playing pulse. He's going to be playing it down below. However, for this upstairs, the Tachanka is the best player for this situation. Now, hear me out. If we do see a quick attack from Trident to go down there, his role would have been just to bounce those fires and deny plant. And right now, though, his role is hold down E-Box as Solid Snake picks up a fast one onto Relic, getting rid of that heart breacher that they so desperately need for this play, and just continues on raining fire out, feeding one into Doc. And now we see live count for the first time in a little while in the favor of ss03. But the Deimos pings are coming, and they have Mayo absolutely pinned. Or do they?
I think they were going for information on Mayo's location here.
May have been, but Doc right now is the one they need to be a little bit more scared of, as he's picked up 2 good kills down below. And he's not even, like, that much of a roam.
Definitely. I mean, 2v5 situation, it's not where you want to be here.
Ooh! Quick head tap on a Solid Snake.
Yeah,
Profits.
I say that as they bring it back just so one more body count closer here from Profits. Profits 11 and 4 right now. Oh my gosh.
But a C4 from XY, just not able to land it close enough to where it matters. And Perfect still holding his E-Box down as Rich is going to continue on playing and trying to play aggressive through these connector floorboards. Profits, though, a shotgun in hand may not be the play when you need this long range for pushing through the warehouse. The defense now starting to dig heels in and just kind of buy their time. They only have 35 seconds left on board. No need to continue on being aggressive. But as I say that, we see Doc and Mayo both pull for the vertical retake. Now, that's not a bad thing, but you're leaving Profits all on his lonesome now to go downstairs and push, as a rickshaw gets swung from Mayo, who snuck his way into IT. Profits now into the 1v4, has got to get an ace for this team to win, but Imperfect, just ratting himself in a corner, picks up the kill.
Yep. I mean, I think he's the only one that was still downstairs on the same floor as Sight there and stuff. Everyone else had rotated upstairs. And it is a 6-3 split here. And as you were talking about 6-3 splits here, I mean, they have brought it back here twice now. Can they keep this momentum up? Can they keep bringing these rounds back? We are going to see Montaigne and Cade taken off the board. We haven't seen a lot of the Monty. We have seen a decent bit of the Cade, though, of course. But we have seen a bit of a swap between that Cade into a Bandit more often here. Of course, Maverick's still on the board, and we are going to see Maverick and Glass both being clicked here again as we see the defenders going second floor.
I don't mind to see a bandit trick play here. However, you gotta have that one player who drops downstairs and continues to use his life to make sure he holds you. Right now, it looks like it could be Wamai playing that position. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they just don't, if he gets picked out of there fast. They have the operator line up for it. We see Relic swapping himself over to play as the Hibana. We do see Flores coming in place of the Damos. And I kind of like the idea of swapping it around. An incoming blitz, too, as Trident may be playing themselves a fast game of Siege.
Definitely. It looks like we're going to see another take like we've seen on Clubhouse here, with Trident going very, very quick to this site here, possibly with that blitz. I mean, we'll have to wait and see here.
It kind of, I don't know how to word it. It makes sense in my mind to bring the blitz and mix him with the Maverick trick that we're going to be seeing from Keegan and Sonic again. Blitz is in there. He's going to cause just enough havoc to maybe force you into their lines of sight. And with all the drones coming out, Doc's trying to play himself up in Raptors, we see Blitz make his way through Warehouse with the live pings that we already have. Doc eats a ton of damage. Solid Snake will go down to Keegan. Doc very low, feeds another one to Keegan. The Maverick trick is doing its job. And XY is now being pushed out of down below by the Blitz. I mean, it is a smart enough adaptation call there from Trident, who picks another kill in their favor with a Relic headshot onto him. Perfect. Relic up there for the double. Coming in, maybe a triple? Nah, he's just going to eat a lot of damage, and they're all going to swing him. And Relic does hit the 3K for the flawless round. Wow. What a game. Relic with a 3.0 KD as well.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a few whiffs there with that last second push. He puts a lot of bullets into both the Hibana and into that Maverick, but just not enough to finish either of them and get them knocked there and stuff. Which, I mean, I think if he could have gotten those two players knocked, would have possibly put us into a better situation and stuff, and possibly taken us to another round.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you let a team start to build momentum, just taking a round here and there, then we could have definitely seen an ss03 try and push a comeback. However, Trident looks like they did kind of say, okay, hey, let's just end the game tonight. It's 6-2. Just don't even give them that false hope of, hey, the comeback starts now. The dreaded 6-2 did not hit this round. Ooh.
Definitely.
Joining us in the caster booth, we have Mr. Ariksha.
I figured I was going to get called anyways.
Here.
Well,
I'm
we didn't
doing
actually
good.
want to call you in here.
Oh, okay, I'll leave.
I'm kidding.
No,
No
that's
biggie.
down.
I'm kidding. Calm down.
Or be nice.
No,
be nice.
it's only a rickshaw. We don't have to be nice to a rickshaw.
Oh, yeah, fair.
So, rickshaw, what were some good key moments from that?
Good key moments. I mean, do you see how we're playing?
Not really, no. I was half asleep for most of it.
Oh, really? We're that boring?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
my bad,
honestly,
my bad.
Yeah.
Okay, my fault.
I was like, oh god, look at typical Trident players.
What's that supposed to mean?
What?
No, I wouldn't say anything is necessarily a key moment. Like positive key moment. Negative key moment. You guys were kind of just talking about it there. That round that we lost for control, that was 100% my fault. I wanted to get cheesy with it, and I wanted to do a little storage window rush. So I was getting everyone set up to do that and everything like that, and it took them forever to tell me that they're making a crap ton of vert. And then I saw it's a Chanka. And I'm like, okay, so this won't work. And by the time I changed what we were going to do, we had like 2 seconds left, so we couldn't get a wall open. And then Keegan Relic went to the side that I didn't want to push, and then I committed with them. And then we just died to vert, couldn't get walls open, and then we looked lost. Let's be honest. Like overhead, we probably looked lost as hell.
So this was my first game watching you guys with the new stack with Profits in. Was that like how many rounds have you guys ran with him so far?
I mean, Profits has filled with us and in the past as a sub. We actually made a FET video with that whole cheating thing.
Hmm.
From that dude from MX Scoobs.
Yeah.
So it's not like we haven't played with him. Panday, this is our second AGL week with Profits, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And we've ran a couple quals, and of course we've been scrimming with him since Panday left. But it feels good. I mean, Profits brings like a subtle aggression, like a smart aggression.
I've noticed that, like, I was about to say, there was way heavier aggression than what I'm used to seeing out of you guys.
Well, it's because I got Keegan. He's
Yeah.
a playmaker. Keegan's biggest fault is he heats up, and when he heats up, and when he's feeling himself, he forgets what a brake pedal is. What's nice about Profits is I can put him on alert, I can put him on hard breach, I can put him on util, and I can put him on entry with Keegan. And when he's like entering with Keegan or playing off Keegan, he's constantly, hey Keegan, chill. Keegan, chill. Let me check this. Reminding Keegan to slow down for a second, because the rounds get chaotic and stuff like that. So it allows us. I mean, you probably saw it on our attacks. We went from being like an aggressive team to like like 5-man aggression. So like we'll call a play. We're not doing countdowns or anything wild like that. It's just like, hey, we see a gap, and once we start exploiting the gap, like the whole team's committing to it, unlike before. So giant positive sign on that, because we can change our flow of our game.
All right.
I could talk hours. It's a positive pickup. I'm
No,
sorry.
That's why we're here. I'm not. I was about to say, I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed seeing it because he, like you said, he made you guys more aggressive. It was very nice. Definitely a it was a positive gain for the team. I mean, it sucks to see Panday go. I like that man. He was a good dude, but I am genuinely enjoying the new style of gameplay that you guys brought with this so far play.
Definitely. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
y'all brought it in hot on that first map of Clubhouse, and then y'all just kept that steam rolling into Night Haven Labs there. Really, really well done.
Thank you. I'm honestly I'm happy with the boys with labs. We just recently picked that back up, and it's starting to show. And I think it leads into what we were talking about earlier, having that like we can be like super don't drop F-bombs, DJ.
No, you're good.
we
You're
can
good. You're allowed.
we
On my
can be
stream, I
super
don't know about hers. We
Oh,
are playing
I am.
Siege, where they literally
Yeah.
have characters who used to yell "F off" every time she'd activate her shield. I think we're good.
Hey,
My
I'm just
still
trying to be
going.
professional here. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good.
But no, like we're able to change up our pacing. Like we can go back to the old style where we had like microaggression with Keegan and Relic finding and exploiting gaps, to like a full team, like that Logi play, right? The only thing I'm upset about the unlucky as hell, but you fast forward to like the last round of Clubhouse, and Profits and Sonic unprompted, they did not calm this. Sonic got smoked out. Blitz rushed Profits. Sonic fried the Blitz, and before Blitz's body even disappeared, Profits already swinging, covering Sonic's ass. Like, it was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, that was very nice. That was actually one thing I highlighted. Like whenever I seen it, it's like I assumed that it was a yell of Blitz is on me, and then we seen the smart rotate. I believe it was a Mira coming through. It's like I like that playstyle. It's just no, it wasn't that. You said it was just natural.
Yeah. The thing is, Keegan, Sonic, Relic have all played with Profits for years. Like originally, Sonic wanted to bring Profits when he was building out the original MVE stack. I don't know what happened with that. But we got lucky when Profits got dropped from his team just as Panday left, so the timing was great. So they all have played a crap ton together. But me and Profits, like we're the brain players. Like we're always thinking about what the hell we're gonna do next, which leads me and him to be able to play off each other really well. So it was like a natural fit. and I think it shows when we lock in. The rounds that we lost, I'm gonna be 100% honest, where either I did a bad call, UB screwed us by destroying utility that shouldn't be destroyed.
I seen that. How did that happen?
We don't know.
Really?
We don't know how that can opener got destroyed when he tricked my thermite.
I said, like,
Hence
the
why
wall
we all
electrocuted
start.
outside, or?
I don't know. We'll have to go back and match replay and maybe see something. I don't know how that got destroyed. But like, again, the rounds we lost were solely because we were either doing something extremely stupid, I messed up a call, or we were riding a high low too. We still have that problem for. If we're slamming a team, we'll start getting loose and loose and loose.
I mean, who doesn't though? You know, if you're up, you're winning, and you're doing really good, who doesn't get a little bit confident in their playstyle?
Me, because I'm Dookie. They just keep me
I was
around
gonna
for
say,
my
you
voice.
have to actually be up and slamming to be confident in your playstyle.
Hey, I was doing fine Clubhouse. Labs, I was just getting slammed. All right, like it's whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Just another day for me.
Alrighty, well, hey, any signing off messages to the community?
For all you watching, thank you for watching. AGL slowly growing. It's been a great league to play in. You got wonderful casters like 4 and Honeybun that come out and support the teams.
I wouldn't say I'm
shout
wonderful.
Okay, well, I'll never compliment you again.
Good, don't.
Shout out to the team. The team voted Profits tonight as our MVP. So shout out to Profits. Way to lock in, especially being a new addition, learning everything and grinding right away with us. And I guess we'll see you in playoffs. I think this is the last play day for groups.
I believe it might be, but alrighty. Well, Bun, any last words?
Not really. Thank y'all for letting me come join in for this and stuff. Always great casting with you four. And thank y'all to everybody tuning in.
Alrighty. I'll be right back. I'll see you guys later. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out, showing some support. It means the world to us. You heard him say, AGL is a growing community. Join up into the 410s Discord. Hit me up directly. Just look around in there. I'm trying to build it into an actual community hub for what competitive play is. Somewhere you can go, find every league, find every link that you need to get active within this player base, get some squads together. We're trying to continue growing on and just let it all happen. Let it flow. Let the gameplay commence. But a massive shout out to everybody who came out to view tonight. It was awesome. You guys are the reason we're here doing it, and I thank you from all of my heart. We're going to be signing off, and we'll see you in the next one.